everyone. My name's Scotty Madonia.
And my name's Augie Bello.
And welcome to Wasted Potential.
So today we're joined by 22-year-old singer-songwriter, content creator, founder of SongPsych, and envy of all other citruses.
She has a brand new single called One Whole Me, and she's here to talk about it today. Please welcome to the show, Ms. Dev Lemons.
Woo.
Dev, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Where are you coming to us from?
I'm currently in Hawaii.
Hawaii. Wow. Just like on vacation? Or are you just chilling?
No, my boyfriend and his whole family are from here.
Wow.
And so I just moved here after I graduated college.
Wow, that's awesome.
Nice. So you plan to be there long term, be in Hawaii?
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to have to move to LA at some point. So yeah, but this will probably be where I am based.
Gotcha.
That's awesome.
Do you ever consider New York?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Do you ever consider coming to New York?
Yeah, I mean, I'm from Pennsylvania, so I've been around that area a decent amount. But I definitely want to play East Coast shows eventually. I do love the Big Apple.
Yeah.
New York's the best. Yeah. It's crazy. It's a crazy place, to be fair. But it's definitely one of those things. I've heard Fran Lebowitz. You know Fran Lebowitz? She's famous for a bunch of stuff, and I know none of why. She just is famous. But she's
famous because
she had this thing about New York where she's like, New York takes a lot of it takes a certain type of person to be here, but once you're here, you can't really leave because everywhere else you're like, what am I supposed to do? I don't have to carry 50 pounds of laundry 5 blocks in 95-degree weather. What am I my laundry's in my house? What am I supposed to do with myself? And I think of that because when I go home. Now that I'm so adjusted to how miserable New York City is in a lot of ways, I go home and I'm like, man, I can walk in my kitchen. I have a table. People aren't screaming.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm getting a phone call. I'll decline.
Ooh, a surprise guest.
I'll decline it.
Who is it?
I couldn't tell you. They've been declined.
Wait, where are you both from?
We're
Am I allowed
both.
to ask a question?
No. Of course, we're both based out of New York City. So we try to recruit people to come out here.
Yeah, we're trying to get as many people to New York.
Yeah,
we're kind of petrified that New York's just gonna die.
Are you born and raised in the city?
I'm raised in Long Island, so about 45 minutes out of the city.
I'm from Central New York, which is 5 hours up from here. So I'm a little further away. But my mom is from Pennsylvania.
You've been in New York, really?
Yeah. I don't know what part she's from though. Somewhere in Pennsylvania.
So. Usually what we do to start off videos is we'll tell a couple jokes and you give a rating for those jokes. Scotty, do you have?
I do not.
You have no jokes.
I have no jokes.
You have to have at least one or something.
We try to have Weekend Update on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Well, we see ourselves as being two chummy, funny guys.
Well, we usually write these terrible jokes. How about you just rate these jokes, okay?
Yeah, but you wrote them, so you read them.
I read all of them?
Yes, they're yours. I don't deserve the credit.
Well then, okay. Why don't you read one from the last...
I have a joke.
Good, as long as you have one.
I have a joke. It's a repeat, but it's a pretty good one.
You're going to do that one on every episode? That's terrible. Okay. Mine are very vanilla and boring because if I were to really write something, it would be awful. So I guess I'll start with a very boring one, which is really good. Really good. A tire was finally removed from a crocodile's neck after 6 years. We caught up with the crocodile, who stated he's very upset because he'll never be able to parallel park again. Terrible. No, you got to rate it out of 5.
1 to 5 or 0 to 5.
So I'm going to rate it myself. That's about a 1.8.
I say a 2.
A 2. What do you think, Dev?
Yeah, I'll be generous. I'll give you a 2.5.
Yeah, that was pretty terrible.
And say it's better than it was. It's still terrible.
Okay, you do your joke.
Okay, how about I finish with my joke?
Okay,
I think that's
okay. So I bought a couple. I wrote a couple other ones. This one's all equally terrible. A wandering hen was caught sneaking around the Pentagon security area. We caught up with the hen, who stated, "I was just crossing the road and overthrowing the Capitol." That one's terrible too.
Trump hen.
Yeah, the hen is
Okay.
That's terrible too.
I give it that one I give like a 3 because it's not. I guess if it was a year ago, it'd be topical.
It's terrible. It's terrible. What do you think, Dev?
Yeah, maybe like a 2.9. I don't want to
We're climbing.
Yeah.
You want to do another one?
Topical,
My...
kind of.
Well, yeah. Well, this one's also terrible. I couldn't write anything good. Well, you. I'll do one more, which is equally terrible,
and then I'll share a joke, but I'll explain it before I share it.
Yeah, that's gonna be terrible. You shouldn't say that. Tushy, a bidet company, is offering $10,000 to the best post-Super Bowl poop photo, sent on what it calls Super Bowel Monday. The top 3 contestants will have their bowel movements squeezed to test for deflation.
That's a great one. I like that one.
Is that one okay?
Yes.
Just
super topical.
Yeah.
Especially because Brady just retired.
He just retired.
That one's the best one for sure.
They're all pretty bad.
But I have one.
Yeah.
And let me preface this.
I hate this.
So
one.
last week we had Casey Abrams on, and I read this joke because it was more topical. But there's no way that I can associate any one of us to this joke. So what we're going to do when we release that one is we're blurring out any reference to it, and we're just showing everyone's reaction. And that's what we're going to, and I'm going to have to do that forever now, because if I ever release it, people will know what joke it is. And so here's the joke.
Wait,
and this is going to get
every single time on the podcast, you're going to tell this joke, and then we're just going to mute it.
Yes.
And they're going to get their reaction.
We're going to get the reaction.
Okay.
Because I should have something. Here we go.
You got to delete every file.
Yes, exactly.
Terrible.
So don't worry. No one's going to know what I said here. And it could be anything. Okay.
Terrible.
It was announced.
You spin me round. What you want can be found.
That's so terrible.
That's so bad. Oh my god,
so
but that
awful.
one made me laugh.
Let's go. Let's go.
No.
It's gonna be the
man.
ongoing secret. People are gonna be like, "What is that joke?"
What would you?
Wow,
So let's
yeah,
now
this is an Easter egg.
knowing that this is an anonymity and no one's gonna know what the joke was or the fact that no one knows the topic. What would you rate that?
I would give it a 4.
Okay.
But too soon.
Too soon. I know.
It's
See,
terrible.
that's the problem. Is if I write a joke, I had this other joke about Starbucks and how they get names wrong. It's just bland as hell. If I write something that's remotely funny, it's just something that I know that I'm gonna get a call from my boss and be like, "Sorry,
Yeah, it's over.
no more eating for you." So that's our little comedy hour.
Yeah,
It's really more.
That was
yours,
really
'cause
sad. That this episode, I feel like I totally.
and I had nothing.
Well, yeah,
Something's better than nothing.
yeah.
But we call this wasted potential, A, because we think the name is funny and it's
Yeah.
self-deprecating. But also a question we really like to ask people is because we know everyone knows you for your music and your content, TikTok, all that, YouTube. But what's the one thing that you would say, if none of that was going on, what would you be doing? The thing that's your secret sauce, your secret skill.
Well, I've always wanted to act in TV and films and stuff. So I don't know. I don't know if that's even so left field, I guess, of what I do, because I talk and stuff on a camera. But I've always wanted to act, especially in a drama. I just think that would be fun.
Mm-hmm. Did you do any acting in school growing up?
Yeah, I did theater for 4 years. And then I played some roles in some student films in college.
There you go.
Not to brag.
Nice.
Only some of them came out.
Hey, but you know what? That's
Where can we
experience.
find them?
Yeah,
Now I'm curious. Are they
What
somewhere?
are they listed under?
Oh god. Okay. So there's one called, I think 6 through 12. I don't even know how to spell it. Emerson student film.
Valeria, pull that up. 6
You know
through 12.
what? Something like that. Yeah. I'm in a few episodes of that.
Wow,
And
I'm excited to watch
I think
that.
that's the only one that actually went out that I acted in.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So specifically dramatic stuff you're into?
Yeah, I just think it would be fun. I also think it would just be fun to I don't know, play any character in general. I wouldn't even care if I played a mean character. I just think it would be fun.
And I think it's a fun contrast because, especially because your online persona, very funny, very comedic. So it'd be cool to see you in something where it's like kind of like a Bryan Cranston situation where everyone thought of him as like the like goofy dad from what's it called? From Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah.
And then it just turns out that he's like the greatest actor that's ever lived just underneath. So like, do you have time to do that? Like what are you doing to try to get into acting? Are you actively pursuing it, or are you just putting all your time into music right now?
Honestly, right now, I mean, I wish I could more actively pursue it, but it's really hard to get gigs here.
Yeah,
and I
of
can't
course.
really afford to move to LA quite yet. So for now, I'm just sort of like, my tactic, I guess, is just sort of like, I mean, my music is going well. I might as well just ride that wave, see where it takes me. Maybe if I get famous enough for like something, then I can have someone want to cast me in something.
Make the crossover to acting. That'd be great, though.
Yeah.
So you went to Emerson College, and your major was music, or could you, I guess, tell us what you were there for?
Yeah, so I went for writing for film and television
Wow.
because my mind was like, okay, I shouldn't go to acting school. Even though I applied to acting school, like I applied to NYU, didn't get in, but like whatever. And for Emerson, I was just like, okay, they have a major that's specifically for writing. Maybe if I get good at writing, then I can cast myself in something
Like
and
Rocky.
take classes with people who are better than I am that will want to cast me in something.
Yeah.
And yeah, they didn't have a music major or anything. Music was kind of just like a relatively recent sort of thing I wanted to dabble in. And then it ended up being like my whole thing.
That's kind of incredible to hear, because like someone like you, like, we see your content and you would think, like, I would think, oh, Dev has always been doing music and that's always been her passion. But that's incredible. And I guess to speak more on that, I love how, so you've also started this thing called Song Psych, which if everyone's on TikTok, but make sure to go check out Song Psych. It's basically you make music theory super fun and relate it to popular music, and it's just awesome. I think a big part of what makes the way you deliver that content so great is what you just told us, and now I'm kind of realizing,
Thinking as a writer kind of a situation.
You're a writer, and music is kind of somewhat a new passion. So the way that you're describing, like whenever you watch those videos, it's super, super, super digestible for anyone who loves music and is wondering what's going on. So it's kind of a quick transition, but how did you get started with Song Psych, and do you still have the team working with you? I forget the name of the...
Good content.
Yeah.
So well, thank you, first of all, for making me blush. So Song Psych started as, it kind of started as a quarantine hobby, honestly, because I like really wanted to do something with my free time. And I was teaching myself German, but that wasn't like as exciting as I wanted something to be. So then I was like, you know what? I'm a musician. I've been doing music. For that point, I went by the name Miss iPad, and I'd been making music for about like a year. So I was just like, fuck it. Like, I might just try to get better at my craft.
Yeah.
Right. Like, just learn music theory. Maybe that'll make me feel better at doing it. And I ended up really liking music theory, but it was so hard because I was teaching myself through the internet. And literally, like, it's like, okay, what chord progression does this use? Okay, what's a chord progression? Oh, a chord progression is a set of chords and how they relate to the key. Okay, what's a key? Oh, a key. I'm just like, oh my, like, can you just, why are there all these words?
It's an avalanche.
Where do I begin? So, and then the opportunity came about because I was a video editor at the time, like remotely with good content.
Yes.
And my boss called me one day and was just like, hey, like TikTok is launching this educational fund. Yay. Do you have any ideas for things we could do? And I was just like, I've been teaching myself music theory. I feel like I could do a good job at teaching it through TikTok, even though I just started learning it like maybe people will think it's cool if we put it in simple terms. And since TikTok is so music centric, it might make people like it, because when you can explain it in a way that, isn't so pretentious, like music theory is pretty dope.
Yes, honestly, like the topic itself is always something that's interested me. It's just like that the people that explain it,
I know.
like
They're like doorknobs.
it's like taking a bath with a toaster. Like it's just like
Bath with a toaster.
it's just like, oh my God, because it's painful and not pleasant to look at.
Yeah.
No, but like because there's like this thing of, it's like on YouTube especially, it's like it's either this is what a scale is, and then there's this massive gap, and then the next thing is like incredible, like you can't understand it harmony, and the people who do it a lot of the times are really judgmental.
Yeah.
And you can tell that they're explaining it not like, hey, I want you to know this, it's cool. It's like, I'm explaining this to you because I'm smarter than you, and I'm like
it's almost as awful as
You spin me round.
sorry, we'll bleep that too.
Almost,
what?
yeah. Just about.
We're going back to your joke. Sorry, we'll get rid of that too.
But yeah, so did you experience, like, when you're making content like that, now that you're still doing it, like, do you find that there's a kind of a negative aspect of people who are really, kind of nerdy about that topic coming on and just being like vibey as absolute hell?
Oh my God, you wouldn't believe, especially as a fucking woman delivering this information.
Of course.
It's insane. I'll see the same people do the same shit, and they'll get like, wow, that is really, really awesome. I had no idea. And then I'll do something where I explain something, and they'll be like, oh, she just Googled it. Where'd you get this information?
That's so
and I'm
obnoxious.
just like, what the, or on the flip side, you'll get people that are like, like I'll make a video about modulation. Someone in the comments, actually, it's direct modulation. I'm just like, okay, I'm so sorry.
You missed like a singular word, and then they think like the entire thing is off.
The amount of people that came from my throat when I said that Day Night by Kid Cudi was in B minor, which it is, was unreal. I'm not going to get too into the weeds.
No,
but
of course.
Like,
what did they say? It was like D flat major or something?
They said it was an E minor, and I'm just like, guys, you really want me to make a 10-minute video explaining why?
Explaining like where the root of the scale is?
No, literally. Because it's like, I mean, I get it. It sounds like day and night. It sounds like it resolves. But yeah.
Does what type of an effect does that have on your kind of mental health? Because we, interviewed some content creators before, and there's some of them have this idea of, well, this is, I see a negative comment, but I see it as like, it's positive because it got to that person, and that the content's gotten so big and it's gotten to so many people that there is actually someone who saw it, who had the time to write something. Or is there ever a point where you're like, this kind of really, it doesn't feel, worth it?
It's honestly, I've gotten a lot better at handling it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that's just because I don't look at my comments as much anymore.
Exactly.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I really just don't, because I used to care. I mean, I still obviously care. I'm never not going to care about what people say about me. But I mean, I would definitely be lying if I said it never had a negative effect on my mental health. But at this point, something that has really sort of helped me care less about it is just sort of asking the question, like, who are these comments coming from? Like, even if it's someone who looks like they have a lot of traction, like if it's someone who is also a content creator that has something negative to say for some reason, it's just like, who are you though?
Exactly.
It doesn't matter really. They're just words on the screen, which I feel like is such a like common way to put it, but
it takes the power out of the words.
Yeah, it's really hard to get in that mindset. I'll even still find myself like, there will be so many positive comments, and I'll see like 3, and I'll be like, should I take the video down? But,
yep, I know about that.
It's never gonna end though.
No.
Like, I don't think that aspect of the internet is ever gonna go away, because it gives people the opportunity to sort of blow off some steam without actually confronting the person face to face.
Yeah.
So it's just gonna have to be something to get used to and remember that it just doesn't matter.
And at the end of the day, at least it's like it's traction. It's extra. It's something. At the end of the day, someone writing something negative is probably going to push your content to someone else who's going to. You know what I mean? There at least is some sort of a positive semblance in there. You know what I mean? Because it's gonna get the action going.
The thing I like to do. This is kind of fun. Maybe you could do this sometime. But I will always find the meanest, worst comment. And I'll be like, oh,
I'm the one who wrote it.
Yeah, Scotty. I always find Scotty's comment. No, but I'll find like the meanest comment and I'll pin it. And what that basically does is makes them stand by their word. I don't say anything. I don't like it. I don't respond to it. And then what happens is the engagement goes up a ton because all those people who really love your content and are really huge fans of you and what you do, they're like, hey man, F you, you're the biggest loser ever. Like you have no, and then you're just like kind of like, well, you wanted the smoke.
Yep. It's like
No, literally, like it's gotten to the point. Well, actually, I don't know. Something else that sort of helped me deal with it is that I'll try to comment the meanest thing possible.
I totally feel that.
Account. Like I'll go on like my super burner account and I'll just go on my accounts and be like, wow, like you on my For You page again, you talentless hog. Like, and it kind of, it helps.
I said it first, right? Is that kind of the vibe?
Like,
I had this,
beat that, guys.
Yeah.
I had this comment, and Augie's sick of hearing me talk about this, but it's something that like I'll wake up random times and I'll be like, this son of a bitch. I interviewed this guy. His name's Steve Percaro. Really nice guy. He wrote the song "Human Nature" for Michael Jackson. He's in the band Toto. He did he's the keyboard solo on Rosanna.
Yeah.
But he worked on a bunch of Michael Jackson records. Okay. He wrote. You've heard this a million times. I apologize. I'm telling you, it drives me nuts. And so I interviewed him. He worked on every Michael Jackson record, or it's the first Michael Jackson record with Quincy Jones, which was "Don't Stop Till You Get In," or "Off the Wall." I know now I'm actually
gonna get comments
up.
Again.
It was "Off the Wall." He says in this interview, he goes, I worked on the first Michael Jackson record. And I said, I can't remember the name of it. I think the name is Ben. Is his first solo record. There's like 6 before "Off the Wall." They're like these big ballady records. And I said, oh, what's the name of that? And he was like, "Off the Wall." So what he did was he made a slight mistake by what he meant to say was the first Quincy Michael Jackson record. And I took it to mean literally the first Michael record. I got a comment. Now remember, only like 30,000 people watched this interview. So it's like, that's not a lot.
But enough to...
This guy writes a comment, like a book long, about how I don't know the name of "Off the Wall." And I'm like, bro, you're the one who's wrong. I was right, you stupid, inconsiderate deficit. Like, I can't. And you know what he ended it? He's like, I know his type. He went on Wikipedia 5 minutes before this interview, got a couple bullet points. He says, because he's like a stupid idiot or some shit. And he's like, and just you before you say it, and this is what he said. He says, before you say it, no, I'm not a boomer. And I want to get it engraved. I want to get that entire comment engraved.
Well, I mean, let's be fair. He was right. You clearly Wikipedia'd the whole thing right before.
I Wikipedia'd it 24 hours beforehand. So that's my little tangent about mean comments, because that's my I have limited experience in the comment section, but I'll say I used to make music educational content in 2017, and it was brutal. It's brutal.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just the comments I would get would be like, okay, I guess I'm just not going to eat today.
Oh my God. Really?
No, I'm just being sarcastic. But it would just be it'd be like, okay, I guess I'm just never going to show my face on camera ever again. But I was going to ask, I wanted to go back a little bit. So we were talking about college, and you're saying that, music really wasn't initially your first thing. So was from when you were a little kid, was it always television, movie, acting kind of stuff like that?
I mean, I don't know. I don't really think I had a sense of self as a child, as weird as that sounds. I didn't really know what my thing was.
Yeah.
So I just sort of tried a bunch of different things. I played video games a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I used to think I wanted to be in the gaming industry, but I was really bad at a lot of them. So I just maybe I should keep this a passion.
What's your favorite games? Real quick. Side thought.
I mean, okay, right now, I really love the new Pokemon game.
Arceus? Yeah.
Yeah. It's so fun. But I think of all time, my favorite game is probably Skyrim.
Oh, hell yeah.
I feel like it would be wrong to say any other game besides maybe Call of Duty. But the amount of time and heart I put into my Skyrim save and every single achievement in the goddamn game.
You got
Really?
every single one? Wow.
Yeah, not to flex or anything. Took me like 3 months, and the DLCs.
Wow.
Oh,
That's awesome.
I grinded Skyrim. That's probably my thing. So yeah, I really thought I wanted to do that for like a year. But yeah, I was into like TV and movies and stuff. I never had like a burning passion for anything, but I did really love listening to music. Like not really playing it. Like I was okay at playing things, but like I really just loved consuming it. And I think that was sort of like my and it took me a long time to realize like, wow, I've been passionate about music for a while, but I never thought of it as something I could do a career in or like play or sing or like be myself. Like I was just a consumer.
So you said it was something that you weren't very great at or something. Was there an instrument that you had played at all growing up?
I dabbled in piano, tried to teach myself.
Cool.
I have small hands, so it's really hard to like play things. Guitar, tried guitar, also hard.
I can't do it.
It's just hard.
Yep.
And I don't understand the chords and the notes on the guitar. Like the piano visually was just so much easier for me to understand, but I was also kind of shit at it. I played flute in the 4th grade, but I had to drop out of it.
Aw. Why?
Because I couldn't afford the flute.
Oh.
So wah. But I also tried harmonica. That was like a little, why not? But I ordered the wrong harmonica. So I ordered like the biggest harmonica I'd ever seen with like 2 layers of holes. And I was just like,
is that like a chromatic like harmonica?
Yeah, like it was like not for beginners. It just wasn't. I ordered it.
It was an E flat, not B flat.
I was, like I knew it was the wrong harmonica, but I was just like, I can learn it.
Yeah.
But for a challenge. No, it was so hard. So
yeah,
I dabbled. I've never been like trained or anything in anything, but I have dabbled in a bunch of different things.
How was your family like when you were growing up? Were they supportive of this idea of like, I want to be in entertainment and just in general?
Yeah, I mean, my mom was like really sort of down with me doing something artistic because like she went to school and she wanted to go into like broadcasting and stuff.
Cool.
So she was always down for me to like go into entertainment in some capacity. So she was really supportive of me going to film school and everything, even though like I'm in a lot of debt, but I think it was worth it because I don't know.
Yeah. Going back on your point, you had said that you weren't able to afford the flute. We had done a little research and we saw that in one interview you had done. And again, just want to preface this: if you're not comfortable with any of this, we can always cut this out. So just let us know.
Okay.
But in your song, You Don't Do Laundry off your 2020 EP, Lemontopia, you sing about someone who's extremely wealthy. And I know in the past you've spoken about how this song somewhat relates to your relationship with your father. Do you hope, and has that relationship changed at all, or do you hope to mend that relationship, or and again, I do not want you to feel uncomfortable or anything you don't want online.
I'm cool with talking about it.
Just because I feel like that's a really important part of your journey, or how you, I mean, if it's part of what you're writing about, it's part of what built you. So if you would feel comfortable kind of giving us that story.
Yeah, well, okay. It's a really convoluted story. But I don't even know where to start. I'll try to give an abridged version. So he was in my life for a while, but then like when I was in like kindergarten, like my mom and my dad separated when I was really young.
Yeah.
Then when I was in kindergarten, he met this girl who was 19 years younger than him. This is like not really relevant to the story, but it kind of is. She's closer to age like to me than she is to him.
Yeah.
So I don't really think she was like really mature or ready to enter a relationship with a man who has a child from a prior relationship. And she was extremely jealous of me to the point where she would like try to like make me really uncomfortable, to the point where like I would want to leave. And so eventually it got to the point where I was just like, hey, she's not really nice to me when you're not around. And he
Yeah.
was like, yeah, I'll talk to her about it. And then things just like escalated more and more, and he started seeing me less and less. And like, it was a really slow rip of a Band-Aid.
Mm-hmm.
And he's always, and this ties back to you don't do laundry, because like he has always had money. Like that side of the family has always been like pretty wealthy.
Yeah.
So I went to like private school and stuff. In grade school, it wasn't really on scholarship because like his parents could pay for it and stuff.
Yeah.
But then like, you know, eventually I just like couldn't really afford it. And like I did get a lot of scholarship to go to my Catholic high school and stuff. And I was always surrounded by people who just like came from these really rich families. And it was like weird because I felt like I didn't really click with a lot of them because I just like I couldn't afford to like do stuff with them and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like the freshman year trip was like to Disney, and like I was just like, how are you all doing this? This is like thousands of dollars. Like you can just do that? Like that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't do laundry, and then like going to even college, film school, taking out like loans to cover almost all of it, just being surrounded by so many people whose parents just paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
And stuff. You still got a lot of that. I've met still a lot of people that you know, aren't super rich and stuff. So I've made friends and all of that. And I've made friends with really down to earth rich people. Like I don't hate rich people, like all of them.
Yeah.
But it's just about being sort of feeling out of place, not only in like school and stuff, but even in my own family, because like, you know, my mom raised me, and like she doesn't have a lot of money. So I'm just like, oh, there's like my rich family over there.
Do you ever think that was because I mean, from the outside looking in, it's like, wow, Dev Lemons is doing so much stuff right now. She's working on all of this content for YouTube, for TikTok. She's putting out music. Do you ever think growing up in that fashion has kind of put this flame within you in terms of like, I want to make this happen. This has to happen. And like, you know, helping support your mom or.
Oh yeah. I actually I started making music as sort of like out of spite. Like my early releases under Miss iPad, like one of them is so like scathing at my dad. Like it's ridiculous. Like, and I think taking those like negative emotions and translating them into song helped me process a lot of what happened. And it definitely still inspires me. I mean, I still write about my dad from time to time. I don't release everything I do, but
yeah, of course,
it helps. And I think definitely sort of, because that side of the family, all of them were like, you know, maybe you shouldn't go to Emerson. Like maybe you should do something else, like English or like science, or maybe you should go to this school instead. And I'm just like,
and now they all want tickets, I'm sure, right?
Like, and people like, maybe you should keep music a passion thing. Yeah.
And is this something like every time you release something, or you know, just a new song comes out and it does well, or you put out a TikTok and it's really killing online, do you feel like a little bit of like, yeah, guess what? I can do this. Like, is there like actively something at all? Because I know you do that.
Oh, I'm the biggest. Like, someone tells me no, like someone's like, you can't do this, and like music's not gonna work, or like if you start this up, it's not gonna work. I'm always like, bet. Like, and then my what I always say is like, so their perception of doing something is here, and like I'm trying to get to a point where it's like here, like so above what they thought like doing it was, that like they have no feet to stand on.
I'll tell you, you can't kiss me on the lips right now. You just can't do it. But yes. So you do like, does that come into you like, I'm
That's great.
I'm doing this. This is, you know, I believed in me more than you did. Is that subconscious or is that fully there?
So at the very, very beginning, like when I wasn't good, it was fully there.
Mhm.
Because people were like, I wasn't good. Like I genuinely wasn't good at music, but there were people that still liked my stuff and believed in me, which was crazy to me. So I was like, yeah, that's right. Got $2 from Bandcamp. Suck on that. And but now like I don't even really think of it that way at all anymore. I sort of just am like sometimes it'll cross my mind like, damn, that's my dad really sucks. But most of the time it's like I'm just so grateful that I'm in the position I'm in. And I just like honestly, my mind is so like scattered with like, holy shit, like this is my life.
Yeah.
And I did it without needing any of these people to like validate me or support me or anything. And sometimes it's definitely like immediately there. Like when someone in the business, for example, will be like, yeah, maybe you should stop focusing on music. Maybe you should lean into YouTube a little bit more. And I'm just like, I didn't ask for your opinion. Thank you for giving me the motivation to be better than you thought I would be.
Yeah.
Musically, do you think that negative emotions like that are better for writing in your circumstance? Do you find that like that it's like much easier to write a song when you're thinking about something that's troubling more than, a happy type of song that you want to write?
Yes. And I hate that because I want to write more happy songs, but I feel the most inspired when I'm the most like pissed off or like sad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Same here.
What do you think about like the fact that you said like playing an instrument itself was never that easy for you? Do you think that having that limitation of not being confined to saying like, oh, I'm a specific instrumentalist, do you think that kind of limitation has helped you make more unique music because you're able to think outside of the box? You're not thinking within like, can this be on a guitar? Do you think in some ways that is a plus for you?
Oh, totally. I mean, when I made music under Miss iPad, I used to make everything like guitar, drum stock sounds and stuff. And it definitely was limiting because I've just never really been a good producer. Like I'm getting better at it now when I just play around with it on my own, but I don't really release any of those stuff I produce. So that's why I go to really good producers and I just focus on the vocals and the melody and giving them ideas for what to do. And then they do it.
Is there any way you could walk us through? So you were saying there was a name which was Miss iPad for a while, which I'm very upset that Miss iPad Art was only 2 years. That's very tragic.
iPad art.
Yeah, what's going on? What's going on?
Oh yeah, that's right. I did dabble in drawing. You know what? Wait, that's crazy. I did have a passion when I was a kid. I really loved to draw.
I love the art on that page.
I wanted to be a voice actor from a young age.
Yeah.
Like I was obsessed with SpongeBob and I was like, man, that'd be so cool to just like be a cartoon.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
shout out Miss iPad Art.
Yeah, So what are, I guess, the different phases that led to Dev Lemon? Was there something before Miss iPad, or what are all the names and all those phases, I guess?
So, okay. I was on Vine. I think that's really where my social media like excursion, like journey to be something in this life started. And I think I went by the name like Devin, or like, how people would be like, no, Alex, like I don't know, like they just put like words next to the name. Like I did one of those, and
so, Devin,
something like that. I don't even remember. And so I was on Vine. It was really cringy. Thank God I didn't get famous on Vine. And then I made music on I had a Tumblr. I don't even remember what my Tumblr blog was, but I really grinded on Tumblr. Like I really wanted to be the famous Tumblrer. Tumblrer. So, but all I did was repost things. So it's just like, what did I think was going to happen? Someone was going to like when I reposted? Like, no. So, yeah. And then I started making music. This was like really in the weeds when I was on Tumblr. And my name was Somewhat Dead. And I like wrote,
that's very Tumblr.
Yeah. And I made really horrible. I was really inspired by Cyberbully Mom Club, but my version of Cyberbully Mom Club type music was just so bad and horrible. And all my friends were like making fun of it behind my back, which used to make me really upset. But now I'm so glad that they kind of secretly bullied me into not doing music anymore.
Lit another flame.
I needed that. Well, yeah, the flame. And also I was bad. Like, what am I going to do? Be like, you're wrong. They're not. I was really trash. Like, and it's fine. Like sometimes you need that brutal honesty. Do I wish they would have said it to my face? Maybe, but what can you expect? So
no, I get
Somewhat Dad was really short-lived.
Mm-hmm.
I had like 2 songs maybe. And
I love that username.
Yeah. And then Miss iPad came. I was really into Joji around the time. So that really inspired me to like make some music. And that was right after film school, like the summer of film school, where I was just like, gotta do something with my free time. And other people in my grade and stuff were just doing all their creative endeavors, like not giving a fuck, just putting themselves out there. And it didn't matter if they were bad or not, like they were just doing it. So I just really respected that about the environment I was in, and I wanted to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I did Miss iPad, and then Miss iPad ended after about a year and a half, because I didn't want to run into any legal issues with like
having an iPad in the name.
Apple.
Yeah.
Not like they would like notice me, but like what?
But I like that, because that's predicting that you're gonna have a big future,
Yeah.
It's gonna be big enough that.
But it's not like Apple doesn't love suing people.
Oh,
it's not
that's
like
what I'm saying.
It's not like they love suing people.
Oh yeah.
So that was.
They would never.
No.
You want to talk about old like internet accounts? You know the game RuneScape?
Yeah, I do.
Have you ever seen a RuneScape music video in RSMV?
No.
I used to make RuneScape music videos on a
No
YouTube
way.
channel, and it was called Say Chube, because Chube was, remember Noob? Noob came from that RuneScape era, and I used to play like on the weekends like 9 hours of RuneScape every day. And I started an account called Say Chube, which was like noob, but I forgot what the chube part was. It just means you're lame. And I didn't have a screen recorder, so I would do Command-Shift-3, and I did screenshots of the text above the character and made RuneScape music videos. Wow. I have Dead Memories by Slipknot. And na na na, I'm a creature before I can stand. And then I did so no matter what, I have the most embarrassing history of like YouTube, because that's just horrendous.
Wow. That's funny.
I used to run a Monster Truck account too that did Monster Jam Crash compilation. Sorry, keep going. Sorry, you got me thinking about like all my old stuff.
Yeah.
No, but like you got me thinking about all the chapters I skipped, because I used to edit quickscope montages for people I met on Xbox.
Wow.
On the pirated version of
was it like unregistered webcam or unregistered handycam? Is that kind of stuff?
It was like, I don't even know, but they would just send me the footage, and then I pirated. It wasn't iMovie. It was the other one Apple has, and I don't know why I'm blanking
Final
on
Cut?
it. Final Cut, yes.
Yep.
I pirated Final Cut onto my computer, but I edited quickscope montages on there.
Wow.
And I also used it a year later to co-run this account called Bob Duncan is Love, where I would make AMVs of Bob Duncan from
Good Luck Charlie. Yeah.
I've never watched the show. Of course not. But
my conundrum is that I did all this stuff, and like the Monster Truck
all this stuff?
Did all this stuff.
What?
I did all of this stuff when I was like a kid, and like the Monster Truck account got like millions of views, and then I did this account where I would upload iMovie sound effects, and I would and they would be like, "Do you own the rights to this?" And I would write in the caption, "No, this is from iMovie," and YouTube approved it anyway. And I made like $4,000 as like an 11-year-old off of iMovie sound effects when AdSense. and they got millions of views. And now I'm an adult trying to do something real, and it doesn't do fucking shit. Is my thing. I did all this thing when I was like 10.
And it made a lot of money.
I peaked when I was 10.
It's okay. It's okay, man.
Sorry, I'm going off on long tangents as I get sweatier and more frustrated.
No.
So wait, when was it?
But this podcast, this will be your next iMovie.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, iMovie sound effects.
Yeah.
You guys are great.
Thank you. When did you?
It's fun.
When was the time where you're like, okay, I'm doing it for real now. This is taking off. It's actually starting to get traction, and I'm not like I want everyone to know about it.
Well, the first time anything I'd ever done blew up because of my music is when I posted a snippet of a Miss iPad song named Come Back Tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, if this song gets like 10,000 streams, I'll make like, or 100,000 streams, I'll make like $10. And I didn't think, like, I was just like joking around at like, yeah, guys, like stream my song. Like, and people like took it so seriously, and they were like, that's horrible. Or like, you're judging people into listening to music. I was like, I really did not expect people to interact with this video, but okay. Mm-hmm. So then that was really weird. And then when songs like started, it actually like did really well off the bat, which was crazy to me. I mean, I had been doing stuff on my Dev Lemons account, but I never really posted about my music. But when songs like really started blowing up, it sort of occurred to me like, wow, I could have a future in content creation.
Yeah.
That could be really cool. And then when I released my debut EP, Rotisserie Pigeon, in the summer of 2020, it just did way better than I thought, because I'd never seen more than one like, you know, on Spotify for artists, when it's like 0 people are listening to you, like that was always the case with Miss iPad. But then I would see like 10 people were listening to me at the same time. I'm going to make it to the big ones. I don't know.
Big ones.
I was so excited that people were listening. Like I got like 1,000 streams in like a week or something. And I was just like, whoa, like I'm really gonna do it.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks. So that was like the first real moment. Thanks. That was the first real moment. And then honestly, when Anthony Fantano followed me on Twitter, I was just like, wow.
Scotty, why don't you tell your story? Anthony follows.
I'm sorry, I have so many.
No, you could tell this one. Anthony follows me, and I was so excited by that.
Why is every tangent I have just like, it's always something bad?
This is a quick one.
It's always something bad, though. I made a video. I used to make Instagram videos where I would make a beat, but it were ridiculous. Like, it was always a stupid... I did one where I'm like, I have my keyboard on the back of a miniature donkey, and I'm like playing the beat. That kind of stuff.
That's cool.
And I did one where I did a remix of the Godfather theme, and I ate spaghetti and meatballs off of the keyboard and then played it. So like I would eat them with my hands, and then when the beat would drop, I'd start playing. And I actually did it. I covered it in plastic. And Anthony Fantano saw that and followed me. And then
got smart.
And then I started a podcast a year ago, year and a half.
Yeah.
Called The Vibe Chamber. And I messaged him and I said, Anthony, would you be a guest on my show?
Yeah.
And that's when I checked and realized that he had unfollowed me because I hadn't posted anything in like a few months, and it was like it was an L.
Yeah.
Every story I have is basically just depressing.
Wow.
That's true.
My heart sank.
So he follows every one of my friends except for me now. It's not even just I didn't get the follow. I got the follow and then lost it.
You lost it?
Wow.
But sorry about that. That was my tangent.
You were saying when Anthony Fantano had followed you, that was kind of...
Yeah. And then and now we're just like, I feel like we're just like friends now.
That's awesome.
We've collabed a lot on TikTok and stuff. Yeah. And like at first I was like, oh my, because I'd been watching his content for like a couple years at that point. So I was like really familiar with the stuff he did. And I just thought the way he talked about music was dope. So I was just like, oh my God, what do I say to him? And and then like we started like collaborating on TikToks and stuff together.
Awesome.
And I was just like, wow, like he's really chill. Mm-hmm. This is so cool. I have a new friend. And that was sort of also like a big moment for me to be like, oh, wow, like other people in the content space, in the music space respect me.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great sign.
Is there any sort of explanation? Wow, that was a good way to say that word. Explanation.
And I'm the one who got unfollowed by Anthony Fantano.
I know. Is there any sort of explanation for the lemons? Is there like a Will Sasso love, or is there like a where do the lemons come in?
Yeah. Okay. Great question. So, okay, when I was changing my name, I ran a competition on my social medias and was like, I need to change my name. Give me ideas. But I didn't really like any of the ideas, like the verbatim ideas enough for me to pick one. So I just took someone who said Miss Dev, and her name is Sophia Karabedian. And then I took off the Miss and I put lemons at the end. And I chose lemons because I really wanted the Dev Lemons project to be so much more collaboration focused than Miss iPad, because under Miss iPad I was just doing everything myself pretty much. And I wanted to work with producers, and I wanted to work with more like mixing and masteringers and stuff. And I chose lemons because I feel like lemons like kind of suck on their own, and like when they work with other things,
that's great.
That's good. I like that.
I love that.
That makes it even better.
Like a lemon in water is great, but a lemon just by itself.
That's clever. I like that. How strategic are you now? Like now that you actually have this following and you have to plan things out and say like, are the people that follow me, are they going to like this? Is it more like you're just throwing things out and hoping for the best? Are you like really sitting down and saying like, when I do this really gains traction. When I do this, it doesn't. How much of it is planned ahead of time, and how much of it is just kind of throwing everything at the wall and seeing what sticks?
I mean, it's definitely a mix of both, but like, I feel so much pressure to keep posting about my music, but at the same time, not post about it too much so that I don't annoy people.
Yeah, of course.
But at the same time, like, I feel like I'm just in my head because I don't know how much is too much and if that would even annoy people, because I see so many people who are so successful at posting about their music all the time, and maybe I'm just like self-conscious about it. I don't know, but it's definitely a lot of I put a lot of thought into what I put out, even if it just seems like I'm shit posting on the Dev Lemons account. I definitely like sit there and I'm like, okay, what format can I do that won't get old that fast, that I can like make my thing, but that eventually I feel like they get old. So then I come up with a new thing. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a lot of thought, but it's weird because I feel like the things I put the least amount of thought into are the things that do the best, and then I don't know how to follow them up. Yep. And then I have to start from square one again.
Well, I guess playing into what you were just saying, is there any way that you could kind of, I guess they're two separate entities, but I think that they coincide, right? So Song Psych is, I think, obviously hugely loved because of the host. Like if someone was just doing it and you're writing this stuff too, so it's
it wouldn't be the same.
No, it's but they're somewhat in their separate spheres, because one is, educational, and the other one is your music. Where do you see both of those? Like, what's the goal for both of those entities separately and then possibly together?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I love making content. Like, I do think it would be nice to have more time to focus on music. Yeah. But even if I like become this massive star, like in music or whatever, I don't want to stop the content grind, because I do think it's really fun. Maybe I wouldn't post like all the time, but I would definitely want to keep doing stuff where I talk about why I like other people's music. Yeah. Because, it's fun.
I have an kind of an off-topic question. Yeah. And I think this is really the end of my brain for questions I have right now, but it's, how would you describe penis music?
Yeah. Well, if we did a little deep dive on Twitter, and I just would like to read this one tweet. We can, after some deep thought, I've come to the conclusion that my humps, let me re-say that. Okay. After some deep thought, I've come to the conclusion that My Humps by the Black Eyed Peas is definitely not penis music.
Explain.
There's a lot of rants about penis music. The world wants to know, what's penis music?
Is it Jerry Seinfeld?
You guys know the way to my heart. I love to talk about penis music.
What is penis music?
So what would you say you mean by that?
Yeah, great. No, honestly, I'm so happy that you are sharing your platform with me to be able to speak on this matter.
Penis.
Because it's really convoluted. You see, because I just found out about penis music.
So you're not the founder of
You
penis
didn't
music.
invent the term?
Oh, I did not. I wish. Are you kidding me? So, penis music, once upon a time, started as a text post on Tumblr. Someone just said penis music. It was like a while ago, years ago. Got like 30,000 notes. It was just an idea, though, at that point. No music was tied to it. Then someone made a meme. Someone made a GIF, but still no music to it. The GIF that's so famous, like the Megamind clip and just the guy dancing with penis music at top. That was just a GIF. No sound, no song, nothing. And then someone put this song on it. And that person didn't even they weren't going into that song being like, yes, this penis music. Someone just chose the song and assigned it to the GIF. And now that's like the sound, I guess, that's associated with penis music. But it's really interesting because we're early enough in the penis music genre where we make the rules at this point. Like no one knows how to describe penis music. So anything really can be penis music. And it's so up to interpretation.
So is there different music for different penises, like micro penis music and,
Yeah, I do think so. I would say I didn't pioneer it or anything. I just have opinions on it.
Yeah, of course.
Think there's penis music, there's micro penis music, there's chode music. There's pussy music too.
Yeah.
I would say that's like Saucy Santana.
Sausage Santana.
No, Saucy Santana.
Oh.
Do you not know Saucy Santana?
No.
Material Girl. That's pussy music.
Oh,
I would say, right?
I thought you were calling it penis music, like Sausage Santana.
No, I'm not. I'm not that stupid. No. Are you concerned or excited about the fact that your music could become penis music?
Is that the
goal, or is that the?
I think one whole me. It's like kind of giving a little penis, like in the drop.
It's giving penis.
It's definitely giving penis.
It's giving penis. Like I didn't realize that until after the song was finished and like I was like prepping for it to release, and then all of a sudden penis music was just introduced to me by my friend Nick. Shout out, Nick is not green.
And he's producing a lot of your stuff?
What'd you say?
Is Nick behind a lot of the production on your music?
No, but we actually do have a joint Spotify project called Queef Jerky. We have one song, and that's a work in progress. We're gonna keep working on that. That's just a shit post plays. Like we're just gonna put whatever we want there.
I love it.
The people who are behind my production. So, I first started working with someone named Stevie Powers, who I went to Emerson with. Mm-hmm. And then I started working with someone named Who's Rules from Norway, mm-hmm. who I met on just like through mutual friends who I met on the internet. He's awesome.
He did Guessing Game, right?
Yeah. And Don't You See the Time? Mm-hmm. And Jondren, my friend who went to Berkeley, who I met in college, worked on One Whole Me with me. And it was just me and him, just us on that song. And then we're gonna pump out an EP together this year. I sure do.
That's gonna be insane.
Do you have an estimated time of release? Do you know?
Well, I'm hoping for August.
Awesome.
But I don't know what could happen. Anything can happen. August is a long ways away, but also I make the rules, so I can put it out whenever I want. I just need the songs done.
That's true.
Well, we like to end every podcast kind of asking for you. I'll restart that question, but we love for our guests to kind of give a inspirational or positive note for anyone who's trying to
make up for all the negativity that the two of us have for the entire episode.
That's you. You're very nice. I was fairly positive, I think. But what is one positive message you have for people who really look up to you and say, hey, I want to be Dev Lemons. I want to do what she's doing. What would kind of your words be to someone like that?
That's so okay. So I think especially in the internet age, literally anything is possible. Like I don't know how to put it in a more like unique way, I guess, but I truly, truly believe that if you want to do something, especially now, like And especially if, I don't know, younger people have so much resources
Mhm.
to be able to teach themselves like anything they want. So you can literally do anything you want and become an expert at anything you want whenever you want.
Yeah.
And you should just do it, man. Like,
You're gonna turn into Shia LaBeouf.
I'm trying to, just do it. I'm so bad at being deep, but
No.
Yeah, just fucking do it, and you're probably gonna fail like a million times, and that's fine. Like it, and don't be afraid of putting yourself out there, even if people laugh at you. It's fine because life is a funny thing in general.
Wise words from Miss Lemons herself.
Yep.
You can stream One Whole Me anywhere you stream your music. Are we getting any physical releases for any singles?
Okay, I definitely want to release another song in April. I'm not sure which one yet, so
That's awesome.
yeah.
Well, streaming Def Lemons. Looking forward to new singles coming out. Devin, thank you so much for coming onto the podcast. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Guys, I should be thanking you. This was a blast. I had so much fun.
Well, thank you. We had a great time. Anything you want to push before we let you go?
I wish. I don't know. I feel like you covered all the bases.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being with us.
Well, thank you. And thank you everyone who watched or listened. We'll see you all next time.